All right. I do apologize. Welcome. We are here, Warriors Speak. We are live. There we
There
go.
we go. There we go.
There we go. All right. So, what's funny about this, Lisa, is that they can really see a true warrior going in right now, which is me. Veronica, I just gotta say this to start a show off. This is Warrior Speak, and I'm speaking. I am having the time controlling anxiety and chemo fog, which newly came on me. I've had it before, but not like this. Like
Mhm.
I really am looking at this computer screen, and I know my girlfriend is like, "Yo, smack, it's there. You're not," but it's not registering. But this is truly a warrior speaking, guys, speaking to you right now. I am so excited. Lisa, my mentor, is here with me again. And I
Hi,
was,
everyone.
yeah, we were supposed to come on a week ago. Unfortunately, I was not feeling well and I did not have energy. And as Lisa says, I need to listen to my body. So I've been doing that, trying to a lot lately. And so we are here tonight. I'm so excited. We have our first guest. I am so excited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While you're introducing our guest, the picture I just want to say was just fierce.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely a photo of being resilient, not caring. Because I'm gonna tell you, when we get into the conversation, I'm gonna tell you when I saw that photo, I shed a little tear a little bit
Oh,
because I wasn't as fierce with my baldy when it happened. Lisa tell you, I cried like a baby for a couple of weeks. But I just
Mhm.
want to tell you, you did that. And
thank
look
you.
at you. That's beautiful. It's pretty.
I just have to say the photo credits go to my son, Daquan Price. He's the one that helped me to see my beauty again because I lost it. I didn't see myself as beautiful anymore. And he captured those moments for me and helped to remind me
Mhm.
that I am still God's masterpiece.
Mm.
And yeah, so hey Daquan, I hope you're watching. Thank you so much
Why
for
do I know that name? Daquan Price. I know that name. I'm sorry. I will take my meds after my show.
he
I
does
know
amazing
Daquan Price,
photography.
and it's gonna photography. That is correct. Okay. So Lisa, I'm gonna let you introduce our special guest tonight.
Yes, yes. This lady here, um, is my cousin-in-law, my sister, my friend, an inspiration. Um, Veronica Pitts. Man, I could say a lot more, but I don't want to take up time because she has a story to tell, which we all do, but she has a testimony, and hopefully through her speaking this evening that it helps someone. That's what we're here for. Definitely that's what we're here for. I just say, I'm proud to have you on. I'm glad you accepted the invitation. We talked about this. And I'm like,
Mhm.
she has to be the first guest right now because she's just coming through and going through. And that's the be in the real right now
Mhm.
of, of being, in the situation and being able to tell her story.
Yeah. And what I
Uh,
love about the fact is, and we'll get into it. You know how
mhm.
I am, Lisa. People of color. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? A lot of the commercials you see aren't people who look like us. Keeping it real. And that's
Hmm.
why the motivation behind us doing this. We spoke about that, Lisa, when we talked about this 2 years ago. We spoke
Yeah.
about doing this podcast, and we needed to get our people out front more. So, you want to start with the first question? Okay, because I'm going to
Go
go.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, can you share the moment, Veronica, when you were first diagnosed with cancer? What went through your mind when you heard the news?
So, with my cancer journey started, I actually found the lump myself. So, one thing I do want to share is I was one of the women that did not do self breast exams on a regular basis. And the reason why I didn't do that was because I had very dense breasts. So when I would go to check my breasts, I was feeling all kinds of stuff. So I was telling my doctor, I don't know what's suspicious and what's not suspicious. I feel a bunch of lumps.
Mm-hmm.
So during my 20s and my 30s, I really didn't check my breasts on a regular basis like I should have. But once I got, a little bit older and my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, I started to, check my breasts and just feel for things and on a regular basis to see if I noticed anything abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
So in October of last year, I was laying in bed, in which I typically check my breasts while I'm laying down in bed. So I was laying in bed watching TV and I just was rubbing on my chest just to see if I felt anything abnormal because the year prior, I did feel a huge mass in my right breast. But when I went to the doctor and got it checked out, it ended up just being a cyst. So this time last year, October, I felt it was like a small frozen pea. It was like a small ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that don't feel right. And so I had my husband feel it. And I said, babe, does this feel normal to you? And he was like, no. I said, I'm gonna go get it checked out. And so I went to my OB/GYN and my OB, and she felt it. And she was like, yeah, that's kind of abnormal. She was like, I wouldn't be too concerned because typically if it is cancer, it's really not the shape of a ball like that, hard like that. She was like, but I'm going to get you checked out anyway. So I went and had all the tests done, and I had a mammogram and a ultrasound, and they ended up finding 3 tumors. So not only did they see the one I found, but they ended up finding 2 more.
Mm.
And so they said we need to go ahead and biopsy these 3 areas. And so I went in for a biopsy and they took out 9 tissue samples from all 3 areas. And when I went back in and got the results, 2 out of the 3 tumors were cancerous. So I was officially diagnosed on December the 6th of last year. When
Oh.
I found out and heard the news, I was completely devastated. I just lost it in the doctor's office. Completely devastated. I was not expecting to hear that again. I had had a scare the year before, but it was a cyst. So I thought it would be a cyst this time.
Mm-hmm.
But so when I actually got the news and the doctor said, it is cancer, I just completely lost it because I wasn't expecting to hear that.
Right.
And another reason why I wasn't expecting to hear that as well is because my mom, when she got diagnosed with breast cancer, she did the genetic testing and
Mm-hmm.
it was negative. So I was
Mm.
like, thinking, I'm not too worried about it. My mom's negative. She didn't pass the gene to me, thinking. And so, yeah, I was completely devastated. The first person I called, I called before my husband reached out because my husband was there too with me. Before we even left the doctor's parking lot, we reached out to Lisa because I know my sister had already, been through the
Mm-hmm.
journey. She was experienced, she's always been willing to share her testimony, never shy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she was the first person I told my husband to call. And she got me on that phone. I mean, I was sobbing.
Yeah.
And Lisa just reassured me that she would be with me every step of the way of my journey, that I was not alone,
Yeah.
which meant so much to me at that very moment, because I was just diagnosed. And to know that I had somebody in my corner that had been there, that knew what I was going through, knew what I was feeling, was so reassuring to me. And it actually gave me hope in that moment
Mm-hmm.
because, when you're diagnosed, you immediately get bombarded with the negative thoughts. So to
Yes.
have someone to speak to kind
Mhm.
of close for a moment and to, reestablish hope in your heart, was
Tell
very,
me about it.
very.
Woo! I love
Yeah.
hearing that because Lisa was I feel like she's I have her saved in my phone as Lisa Godson.
Oh.
That's how it's saved, in my phone because I could call her at any time.
Mhm.
And if she didn't, I remember one time calling her about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, I ain't wake you, did I? But that's when I was in my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. And that's was it in one or what they did found it all in one or was
Yeah.
it
So
both?
I had the cancer in my left breast, and again, 2 out of the 3 tumors was positive.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went for additional testing, they ended up finding that it had spread to my lymph nodes. So
Mm.
then I was diagnosed as stage 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Them lymph nodes. I still don't have that feeling back underneath my underarm.
Mhm.
I don't have it, but I'm used to it now. Putting deodorant on still feel funny. I just, I don't have that full feeling.
Hmm.
So, you got diagnosed last year.
Yes, December the 6th.
Okay. Um, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Trying to get on track here.
Mhm.
So, after you spoke with Lisa,
Mhm.
a lot of people don't understand, and I had these questions this way because these are some of the things I went through, especially family, and then you have children.
Mhm.
So what I want to know is how did you process the emotions of your diagnosis? And I know Lisa was your first, but how was it like to try to be strong around your children?
Mhm.
Well, so that day after I talked to Lisa, I immediately went to family to get my prayer warriors
Mhm.
to lay hands on me,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that this was not only going to be a physical battle, but it was going to be a spiritual one.
Mm-hmm.
And so while I was talking on the phone to Lisa, I was also driving to my in-laws, and I had my sister,
Mhm.
my mother-in-law, my husband was there, and I told them, my niece, and I told them the news, and they all circled around me, laid their hands on me, and spoke life into me.
Mhm.
And they declared that I would not die, but I would live and declare the glory of the Lord.
Mhm.
I
Mm,
knew
yeah.
I had to do that for me,
Right.
because I knew that I didn't have the strength to fight this fight alone. And so that was a critical moment for me, a critical moment, because I believe in that moment they planted those seeds,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
produced, a bountiful harvest. So in addition of telling Lisa, I did tell them, and again, poured a little bit more hope into my heart, gave me a little bit more strength, a little bit more faith. As far as my children, I did not tell my children right away.
I was about to say, tell
Mm,
that part
yeah,
because
I
that
did.
was a hard part. It was so hard for her, and I had to explain to her, not cut you off,
Mm,
Ronnie, but to explain to her that what Hannah went through, seeing me go through cancer, and she was 10 years old, nine going into 10. And I was telling her, she's like, I don't know if I could tell her, but kids, they know, they
Yeah.
see. You
Mm-hmm.
might not tell them. That's what I told Ryan. I said, you might not say anything, but she feels, she knows something is different. She's going to see that your hair is gone and you're weak. You're not looking like mommy and, things like that. So I had to let her know at some point.
so yeah, so Lisa's daughter is the same age as my daughter. So Savannah
Mhm.
is 9.
Oh,
So Savannah is the same age that Hannah was when Lisa was first diagnosed. And then I have, older children as well. So with Savannah, I decided not to tell her until my hair actually started to until my hair was shaved, until my hair fell out. And even then, what I did was I ordered this book off of Amazon. It's for children, and it's how to explain to your child that you have cancer. It
Mm-hmm.
explains to the child what cancer is, the different treatments that you may have to take, how the treatment is going to make you feel, the
Mm-hmm.
differences in your everyday life that you may experience that they'll notice. And
Mm-hmm.
so I read that book to her, and I asked her if she had any questions for me, and she took it like a champ. Like I thought,
Awesome.
and Savannah is a mommy's girl,
Mm-hmm.
girl too, but she's a mommy's girl. And so I just thought she was going to be devastated, but she took it like a champ.
Mm.
And she was just like, "Mommy, I hope you feel better soon, so that we can do all the fun things that we used to do."
Right.
Now, when my oldest daughter, um, she took it on the chin, but she said when she left my house after I told her, she broke down in the car. Because I'm her biggest cheerleader.
Right.
I'm her biggest cheerleader. So she was like, I can't imagine my life without you. Like I just can't. Like you have
Mm-hmm.
to. And so my oldest daughter is a chef. And so she started meal prepping for me. She started juicing for
Awesome.
me, and finding
Mm-hmm.
ways to change my diet, to try to fight
Mm-hmm.
this in the dietary realm.
Right.
So she was a big support with on that end. But yeah, it's hard to tell your kids because you don't want to scare them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew my oldest daughter, she's a worry wart, so I knew she would
Mm-hmm.
worry. And then with Savannah, I wasn't in the proper mental space at that time to handle bombard of questions that she may have had.
Right.
So I had to take the time to mentally and emotionally prepare myself to be able to answer any questions that she could have had.
Right.
And for me, it's like I'm still trying to wrap my head around it myself. So I didn't feel like I could be there for her in a moment
Mm-hmm.
that she would need me to be there for her until I got it together myself. I had to get
Right.
my thoughts together first.
Right. And that's what I think that's what it is for a lot of people, right, Lisa? Because
Yes.
there were certain people like I wish my brother had let me tell my
Tell your story. Yeah. Wait.
you know what I'm saying? But my brother, he's like, I always say he my second daddy. He calls everybody in the family. I wanted to tell my family first, but at my own time. You know what I'm saying? And
And
so I kind of appreciate it, but I wasn't ready for all the questions.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know
And
what I'm saying? And so I was the type that I just have to let me deal with this initial shock first.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
now let me find someone to help me get my mental right. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I said, let me find somebody who's going to be there for me and help me get through it. And then I had to think about my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? There was like so many things and you know, I understand when people have to understand that when we
Yeah.
find this out as an initial shock,
Mm-hmm.
we control the narrative and we control how we're going to bring it out.
Yep.
Me, I was a little different because Lisa tell you I'm in a lot of things. And I know you from somewhere, but I do a lot for a lot of people. I'm an activist. I was doing a lot in
Mm-hmm.
the Dover community, trying to stop some things, loitering ordinances from helping my people. And I'm like, how am I going to keep what I was working on going? Look, I'm trying to run for office for something. All of that was put on hold. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna say that it was gone, but when
Mm-hmm.
you talk about the spirituality, I feel it through this program. I became so close with my God, and you'll hear me say my God because I talk to him like he my homie. You know what I mean? Not quite like how Jamie Foxx talked to him,
Yeah.
but um, and when you talked about people laying the hands, that's the
Mm-hmm.
that's the first place that I went to. I called my pastor.
Yep.
And I called Pastor Franklin and I told her what was going on and I couldn't get it all out. I was crying. And she said, baby, come to me. And that woman laid hands on me. And you got to be careful because you don't want everybody touching on you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Knew that my pastor accepted me for me. And that prayer that she put on me, it gave me strength.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the blessings that came out of it after the first one are just amazing. You know, and then Lisa sending me spiritual stuff every day because there's time I tell you, Veronica, I wanted to quit my treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she did.
Girl,
I called
me too.
look, I said, yo, I'm changing. But then I had to look at it. Lisa always say the right things. God trying to give you a new body because he about to bless you with something big. Something so small like that. Well, it's not small, it was big to me. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, other people who are not spiritually into it like we are wouldn't understand that. So when I was like, Lisa, my skin is falling off my feet. It's just peeling. I called her for every
Nails falling
little
off. Yeah,
nails, my nails turning black. I would walk
black.
around and talk to people like this.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm
My
saying I
nails
go
turn
to the
black too.
grocery
Yep.
store with gloves on. Didn't want people to
See,
see.
mine came off. They turned black and came off. They
But,
Yeah.
came off.
but look how beautiful we are now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I
God
mean,
bless
I got a grade of hair that I've never had before. I ain't got to put no S curl up in it no more.
it.
I
You
know we
crazy.
twin and I got my little curls coming
Yeah,
back.
I see. Look at that. My one of my male favorite friends said I look like he cuts my hair. His name is Marvin. He said you look like a Dominican puppy. I said stop it. I said stop that. But yeah, let me you know, because I could talk.
Oh
Lisa,
yeah, but I just want to piggyback off what you were saying. So if anybody's watching,
yeah,
that what Veronica's saying, telling your kids, telling your family, you people don't understand. We all two-time cancer survivors, but I learned from my first one. My sister did what your brother did, Smack. I was in the hospital. She told everybody I was in the ICU. She told everybody. Everybody thought I was dying. They came to the hospital to see me. My aunt, she's a preacher, Melissa Dukes. She came up there and she like, girl, I said, how? She said, Sylvia called me. I said, I'm fine. She said, she made it seem like you was dying. I said, I said, Lord, and I had to tell my sister, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I know you in their brain, they're figuring that they're helping you by telling certain people, but then it comes those questions that you don't have answers for. Because the thing is, like Veronica said, let me get my mind straight. Let me take this in. Let me soak all this in. Let me get the answers. Let me go to the doctors before I can tell anyone, because what's going to happen is if you tell them ahead of time that it's like this, the phone ringing, what's going on with it, and it stresses you out so much.
Yep.
It does. And I had to deal with that fallback from her doing that to me. And, I was like, I'll handle it. But I had to explain to my family, when I find out, I'll let you all know. So when I got cancer the second time, this is what I did. I had to control my own narrative. So we got a Facebook, a family Facebook, Johnson family, the Dukes. And I just put the same message so everybody can get it one time. It wasn't one person calling the next person like they did before 20 something years ago, where one person found out, and by the time you get to the end of the line, it's all misconstrued and it's not even the right story. So I did it that way so everybody can get the same message. They can go back in the chat and look at it and say, this is what Lisa said. So nobody said that Lisa said anything other than what she put in there, and that I'm fine. I will, if anything comes up, I will let you know. I will record my journey, the surgeries, everything. And I think that families cannot take it personal.
yeah,
They cannot, because when you are in our shoes or anyone that's been in this situation, you have to understand that's stressful to not have answers to the questions that your family have, and you don't know, and you got so much going on in
Yeah,
your brain.
yeah,
Too
it's a
many
lot.
questions. Yeah.
You
And it's
know,
But
stressful too when people, people ask you, well, I'm here for you. Let me know what you need. Is there anything I can do
mm,
for you? And that's
mhm,
mm,
stressful in itself because it's like, I don't know what I need right now. I just need you to pray. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hmm
I'm still trying to figure out what I need, and so
yeah.
that's stressful too. Like,
I just tell people to show up. Sometimes some person just need a call or a text, and that's where I come in a lot because I text a lot, to just send words of encouragement and things like that. They don't need. Sometimes you need a listening ear. I'm
yeah,
always here for a listening ear, you know. But the thing is that people have to be. I always say there's an etiquette to certain things,
mhm,
and people have to be to understand that it's not about you, it's about the person, what they're going through. And like you said, Ronnie, when people say, well, I'm here if you need anything, it's like you going through death.
mhm,
And people say, if you need me, I'm here. But when people going through something, they not thinking about picking up that phone, calling you and say, hey, Ronnie, I need this. No,
mhm,
just show up and be there.
mhm.
Show up and be there.
Exactly.
you know what was crazy is like, the second time when I found out that it had spread, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talking about get to the emergency room. We need to admit you, man. You don't call somebody at at 7 a.m. in the morning. Them doctors, boy. But I understand they was trying to move quickly because you know I finally got a PET scan. Did you get a PET scan?
Let me tell you, my
Oh
insurance
yeah, go
company.
ahead.
I'm sorry, I that wasn't on the list, but I gotta
But
ask.
no, go ahead because we'll be talking about this. Yeah.
So I requested one because my thing is, how do you know for sure that the cancer didn't spread if you're not testing that area to see if the cancer's there? And so I requested one, and my insurance company denied it. And it was not sitting well with me at all. I had so much anxiety because I have pain all over my body, like from the chemo
Mhm.
drug.
Mm,
And so I was sitting with that anxiety, like, oh my God, like, could it have spread to other parts because they haven't checked it? And once it gets in your lymph nodes,
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
it's easy to spread
Mm-hmm.
your lymphatic system. So it can
mm-hmm,
go to other places like quickly.
right.
Yeah.
I went back to my doctor. I said, look, I can't sleep at night. I have high anxiety. I have pain all over my body. I need you to put that request in for a PET scan again because I need it for my mental health. And bare minimum, my mental health. And
Yes.
so he put it in again, and the insurance company ended up approving it the second time. And so when I got it when I got the PET scan, it revealed some damage to my bones that the chemo had done, which I expected that. That's why I'm in so
Mm,
much pain.
mm-hmm.
And then it revealed, he said one of my lymph nodes in my groin area had lit up. And he was asking me if I had cut myself while I was shaving or anything like that. And I said, well, I ain't been shaving because I ain't got no hair. So
Right.
no injuries to that part of my body
Mm-hmm.
for my lymph node to be acting up. And so he told me that he's going to monitor that lymph node down there because, just to make sure nothing is going on. But
Right.
having a PET scan should be automatic for every cancer patient because you can't tell me
Mm.
not to
Mm.
worry about if my cancer spread if you didn't check my other
Mhm.
body.
And you know what is so important that she says that, Lisa? I
We
mean, I
know.
can't put too much out there, but some things are happening, my sister,
Mm.
because I snap. When I
Mm-hmm.
As
tell
you
you
should.
snap, they call me miscontrol the narrative up in there. Lisa tell you up there at Bay Health, because that's where I did my treatment.
Mhm.
Miscontrol the narrative. If I didn't feel like I could do treatment that day, because when Lisa told me that, I'm thinking I got to keep with the regimen. She's like, no, you control the narrative.
Mhm.
If you feel as though you can't do it, and I said, Lisa, I can barely walk. She said they might need to check your well, I was dehydrated, right? I was so
Mhm.
dehydrated, they had to do hydration on me instead of giving chemo. But I want to get back to this PET scan
Mhm.
because Lisa tell you I've been complaining about my neck and my back up in the mid part. I have been
Mhm.
complaining. Right, what about about a month after chemo, after I got the red devil, something is not right in here. Then the pain would go here, then it would go here. It just kept moving around. They were sending me for X-rays, but insurance companies need to stop playing with us because I don't think
Mhm.
it's the doctors, it's the insurance companies.
Mhm. Yep.
And I feel as though any person that is diagnosed with cancer, we need that PET scan in the beginning, the
Yep.
Mhm.
middle, and when you're done,
Yep.
because I feel like they could catch it and you won't have so many people. And nothing wrong with it because we warriors, but we shouldn't be saying 2, 3, 4-time warrior. Catch it all at the same time
Yep.
so that you can fix it. Don't make it seem like it's a money thing.
Yep.
These are people's lives.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
and
lost
and
my job,
Mhm.
and
but
that's
God
what I was
blessed me
telling.
with a better one.
That's what I was telling Smack. I worked for Cigna Healthcare back in the 90s, late 90s, and I worked for them for three and a half years. And I was a medical. I did medical billing uh, with the claims and stuff, and you just amazed at what is approved, what is not approved, and kickbacks, and I seen it. And and you know, it's been years later, but it's always money tied to something. They say, oh, we can't give you a PET scan because we got to pick and choose because PET scans are like $40,000, $50,000. We know they are expensive, but my
So is
life, you
my
saying
life.
my life is not worth it? Like seriously, like we shouldn't as Black Americans be going from ringing the bell. I say this all the time. I said it to you all, ringing the bell, and then 6 months, 8 months, year later, we going still getting our checkups. They giving us the CBC metabolism panels. We got to take the blood work and stuff. And then within that time, something is aggressive and something came back.
And then
You
all of a
didn't give
sudden
a
you're
PET scan,
stage
and
4.
yeah, and didn't give a PET scan. But when I had my first cancer and I had the tumor underneath my sternum and I had the surgery, that first cancer for non Hodgkin's lymphoma, they gave me a PET scan for 5 years. I got a PET scan every 6 months for 3 years. Then after that, it was once a year until they knew there was nothing. So it's amazing how 20 some years ago, it wasn't a problem, but now it's a problem with people that have cancer, or even more breast cancer. You telling, yeah, it's money, but you telling us, okay, I got everything, but look at Smack, look at Chip,
Mhm.
look at other people that no is no longer here.
Woo! Confirmation,
Mhm.
confirmation.
Yep.
I hope she's watching this, but I'm gonna send it to her later. This senator, because she said it to me. If it had been, and I'm not trying to be, and she's white, she's Caucasian. Let me use the right words on our live on Warrior Speak. She's Caucasian, and she said, had it been an old Caucasian man, he would have got that PET scan.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, had
Mm-hmm.
it been a woman that was Caucasian, that's what she said. I said, please don't change my, don't have me thinking it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I've been since she said that. So now I've had this will be my second PET scan this year. I have one on Monday.
Praise God.
I have another one on Monday. Um, and this is to make sure that the chemo treatment that I'm on currently is working. But
Mhm.
what's crazy is you said that the chemo, I never knew chemo did damage to the bones.
Mhm.
So now you got me. And I'm gonna try not to go, too crazy on my mod chart. They don't want me on my chart because I be looking up every little thing. But uh, Lisa tell you, my mama, my girlfriend, they be on me because it drive my mental. Because my girlfriend is a nurse, I start asking her kind of stuff. My mom, retired nurse, I be asking her stuff. It's like, where are you getting this? I said, my chart, and they be laying me out. But I
I
mean,
tell Ronnie the same thing, to stay off there because them results will pop up before the doctor calls you. You up there looking at it like, oh my God, what does this mean? I'm looking it up, and I, when Smack sent me all her my chart stuff. I said, I seen stuff on, I was like, look, some of this stuff I don't even understand, but I understood when it said aesthetic and something else. I said,
She
oh
got
my
my
goodness.
password. You hear me, Veronica? That's how bad it was. I was going to see the therapist like twice a month. Because and they just like, you gotta stay off my chart. So Lisa, my girlfriend, or who I trust to look. So I'm like, yo, the results are in. And I'll be sitting talking to Lisa on the phone, but I'm rocking. Please give me good news. What's it saying? Letting her give
And
it.
I'm like, and I'm not the doctor. I'm like, look, I don't even want to tell you. I'm looking at the same thing you look. I was like, Smack, just wait till you see the doctor, because we both might be just overthinking it, and it might be too much. So the thing is that we working on that, but it's something, the next question to ask, because
Hold on one
Ron.
second, Lisa. We got
Oh,
somebody. We've got a lot of people who have been sending us
oh,
comments.
okay.
You guys have some family members on here.
Hey,
Christine,
Shannon. Hey, Christina.
Shanna, Christina.
Hey,
Hi,
Darlene.
Miss Spade, Miss Pat Spade. She's awesome. She's down in Lower Delaware. Definitely prays for me a lot and my mama. And I believe, and I don't want to put this on her, but I believe she is a warrior as well. I'm going to find out more, but I believe she is a warrior. I just can't remember. Please charge it, to my, don't, charge it to my mind, not my heart. But Darlene Hatton says, hi, ladies. I totally agree about getting scans to monitor our tumors. However, please remember that PET scans can expose you to more radiation, and radiation can cause some cancers to grow or spread. CAT scans are less invasive and less radiation. Yeah, but I feel
Yeah,
scans, when it comes to your bones, you really need that. And I'm
it,
at stage 4 and it's spread to my bones. If I ain't gotta be taking this eye branch because it's not working, okay, let's get the next thing going. And I appreciate you letting us know that, Darlene. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
But
Darlene.
I
thank
think
you.
that I mean, I go through radiation treatments too. So I'm like, hey, it's a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for that comment. And everybody, she said, yes, that is okay. Yes, yeah, Miss Spate is a warrior as well. And I just want to say here at Warrior Speak, and we're going to get back with Veronica, but I just want to say, me and Lisa want to say that if any of you would love to come onto our show, it's very important to release. It makes you feel so much better to release some feelings. We're not saying you got to come on here and tell every little thing, but your story can help someone else. You know what I'm saying? Someone that gets on here later and they see someone that looks like them and they're sharing their story. We have to get that out because, Lisa, you know where I'm going with this. We as Black women, and especially some of us hold down the household, it's a pride thing because we're wondering, okay, who's gonna help me, who's going to do this, and it's a pride thing for us. It's not a bad thing to share your story. It's not a bad thing to release. You feel what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I think that's important because during my treatment, and Lisa will tell you, I had people getting treatment just sharing their story, and I was like, that's good that you shared it, and that's where it
Hi,
all
Nay.
from. Huh?
I was saying hi, Nay.
Oh, okay. Yes. And hi,
Amen.
everyone. If I can ask everyone to do me a favor and just share the live for us. Okay. That's what
Yeah.
we would like you to do. This is to bring awareness. This is not just in breast cancer month. This is all the time.
Oh,
You are
Nay, I
here,
got your
Warrior.
shirt on.
There it is. Hey,
I got your shirt
I
on,
usually
Nay.
have mine on or something with it. I had something, but I'm straight here from work. So hey Nay, how you doing? So Lisa, go ahead with your question.
Yeah.
Everybody could share.
Uh,
That would be lovely.
yeah. Make sure you share the live. Um, what types of treatment did you undergo? Uh, and what were the most difficult parts of those treatments?
So I underwent 16 rounds of chemo. I did 2 different drugs. I did the Red Devil, which was the devil, and I did what was the other one? Taxol or
Yeah. Taxol.
so. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Chemo. After I finished my first chemo treatment, I was at home that evening and I was sitting on the couch, and then I just started feeling like something coming upon me. So I went upstairs to my bathroom in my bedroom and I sat on the toilet and I just felt like I was dying. Like my whole body went scorching hot. My stomach was all jacked up. I felt so sick. Like I felt like I was dying. And I was just sitting there on the toilet and I was telling God, I said, God, there's no way I can do this 15 more times. Like there's no way. I was like, you're gonna have to take me. Like I cannot do this. It was and I was just so upset. Like I was just so upset because chemo is just it's literally poison. They're like pumping poison into your veins, to try to kill the cancer cells, and it just tears you up. It tears you up. It tears your body up. So after my chemo, the toughest thing about the treatments was the side effects. Like I had like every side effect under the sun. I even end up getting the shingles.
Really?
Never had the shingles in my life. I got shingles all on my neck, on my back.
Was your skin peeling?
Yes, my
I
skin.
wonder if that's what I had and they just didn't test me for it.
Yeah, the
I'm
shingles.
talking piles of skin.
It was so bad. It hurt so
Yeah, it
bad.
hurts.
Every time you like even gently touched it, it felt like somebody stabbing you with like 1,000 needles. And my skin was peeling. It was red. It was just horrible. And I was just so upset. I'm like, God, I'm already going through enough. And to top it off, you're going to throw shingles on me. Like, it was just, I just felt like I was being kicked while I was down. It was really hard to deal with. Really, really hard. So the side effects was the worst part of the treatments. The migraines, the dry mouth, the mouth sores,
The mouth sores, yeah.
skin changing, losing your hair, even feminine issues, the pain. Like I said, I finished my chemo in July and I'm still in pain 24/7. My whole body hurts. I feel like I'm a 100-year-old woman trapped in a 44-year-old body.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the pain never goes away unless you deal with it like me. I just deal with it,
It's crazy. It really
That's
does a number on your body. It really does. So the symptoms was the main thing, that was difficult to deal with. And then also all the testing. Like I got plugged today. I'm so tired of needles. I'm so tired of scans and this test and that test.
Yes.
It's a lot mentally. Like I had to go get
Look,
a
and
CT
they stopped
scan.
using the lidocaine for our ports.
Oh yeah.
And you know why they stopped? Because of
Not
me.
because of you, Lisa.
It's because of me. And they remind me every time I go to oncology, Jen and them, they tell me, we stopped doing it because of you, because the allergic reaction I had, anaphylactic reactions, they stopped using lidocaine. So sorry, y'all. Y'all have to take the pain of that needle being put in that port. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
let me tell you, I think I got the comfort for about 3 or 4 times, and then I remember you sharing the story, and they says, "Yeah, we don't use this any longer." And then it's like, well, one time I'm not going to say it. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. They weren't supposed to use it. I was like, I can't do it. I'm in pain. I started crying, and then she was like, "We got a little left. Hold on." I said, "Thank you." So I was scared,
and it scared them so bad. I was like, I can't believe that. Like y'all start giving people lidocaine because of me. I was one person. I was that 1% that they said, "Oh, this will never happen." Unfortunately, I end up getting allergic to it, and they after I scared them 4 times up there, and they rushed me down to the ER. They like, "Yeah, we can't give nobody lidocaine no more."
Yeah, my
And it's
skin
because
is
of
real
me.
light. Where they sprayed it, my skin is real light there. The pigmentation has not come back.
Oh.
I don't care. I needed that because I'm a big baby. I don't play no needles, Veronica. Let me tell you, I need my mama there.
They
Big
hurt.
shout out. I gotta give my mom a big shout out. And especially when you said, when you talked about your treatment and the first night, and you said, God, like, okay, what is going on? What are you trying to tell me? They tell us not to question God. Let me tell you, I question God. The old school religion. Don't you be questioning God. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I'm like, look, I'll question God every day.
Mhm.
God, I know you said you won't put more on me than I can
God, I
bear.
could bear it.
I'm
That's what I used to
telling
say
you,
all the
I
time.
can't
Woo.
bear it. And
Yep.
let me tell you, I can't. I was crying to him, and here
Mhm.
come Lisa. I was like, I'm going to quit. She said, oh, no, you're not. Nuh-uh, you controlled the narrative. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's the first time that Lisa
And,
ever, she talked to me like a big sister. You feel me? Even though I'm
Mhm.
older. I think I'm older. Yeah,
yeah.
I am older. Yeah,
But you only older by probably a year,
I'm
whatever.
still older, you know what I'm saying? But anyway,
But
she
that's what
just
I
got
told.
aggression.
That's what I told Ronnie. I said. I said. I told her the same thing when she felt like she wanted to give up because I was there when I wanted to give up. I really did. I didn't have any support. I didn't have somebody doing what I do, with you all, where y'all can call up. I didn't have that person. So that's why I am the way I am now. Like anybody that needs help, people refer people to me and say, talk to Lisa. She know, because she's been doing this for over 20 years. She had cancer twice. I know. And, there's things I know that they don't tell you. If you don't know, you can't ask. And
Mm-hmm.
if they know, they not going to tell you. You got to find out stuff on your own.
And
But it's
I had a
crazy.
whole breakdown. I was like, Lisa, but they about to fire me, man. Oh man, I was like, this is smack. This ain't supposed to happen. It's smack.
Mhm.
I was going through everything. And if it
Mhm.
wasn't for her knowledge,
Mhm.
my job couldn't get rid of me right then and there. I had to do radiation next. And they
Mhm.
fired me in the middle. Right, they wanted me to come back to work with raw breasts. Are you
Wow.
serious? I'm a big girl. Can't
Mhm.
be walking up in here working. I can't
And
wear no.
like I told Ronnie, I tell all of y'all, I tried that. I did it with the first cancer. Tried to go back to work and end up sick after a few months, had to go right back out on FEMLA. Did
Mhm.
it again. But I had a union job. I was at Verizon. I was making good money. They were paying 100% of my benefits. So I was good, but it was just that I didn't want to be out of work too long. Even though FEMLA covered me, you still had to be, within when FEMLA says you got this many weeks out or whatever.
Mhm.
I couldn't control that. I had to go back, get sick, end up in the hospital again. And it took some time. But at the same time, I tell people, and I told Ronnie, I said, when you're working, they have to accommodate you. They didn't accommodate me. They
Mhm.
fired me and
Wow.
union, and we were union.
Mhm.
And they waited all day to tell me that they were going to let me go because I didn't come back within my time. But I'm in the hospital. So what do you think I'm supposed to get up out of the bed and come straight to work and get on the phone and
Mm.
the customer call center and take calls for Verizon? Are you serious? But they end up, as I told people, that it was a blessing. I didn't see it coming, but I filed a complaint with the EEOC. And 3 years later, somehow they found me because I had moved like twice, and I was on the list for the lawsuit for Verizon, and they settled out of court.
Mhm.
But the thing is that they have to
A lot of
accommodate you.
people not gonna be smart to know that,
I know.
because my job, when they said I was gonna go, right? They said that would be my last day. That wasn't my last day because I know my rights. You just can't do it
Mhm.
like that. See, they think we dumb. You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't, if especially if you have that posted, which they supposed to have the job, on the back in the break room, it tells you
Mhm.
right on there. You have to make accommodations. And if you
Mhm.
fire that person because they are ill, you will get a lawsuit. You
Mhm.
will be hearing from someone. And that's what happened with Verizon. They didn't want it with big companies like that. They don't want to be in the paper. They don't want any paper trail to know, like going through court. So they settled with a lot of people at that time for
Help.
some millions of dollars. But it was so many people that replied back. But I was blessed because I didn't even know. Someone told me, they like told my sister, like, tell your sister she's gonna come and tell us some money. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't know where it's gonna come from, because at that time I was on unemployment and I had just had Hannah. I'm like, I don't know where this money coming from, but whatever. And I'm a patient person because I forget all about it. And went down the line months later, and the paperwork showed up, and I filled it out, sent all my X-rays, all the medical stuff in, and sure enough, they paid me 1 year, 2 years. I mean, 1 year, full year, and another year. But never think that money is always free. It's not. That's a whole nother. I had to teach. Yeah, say something about that later. But
I learned that's the tax
yeah,
site.
it's a blessing. But yeah, working and maintaining. Like I told Ronnie, it does affect your family, it affects your kids. And I want to say that because it did affect my daughter. Hannah was a very outgoing person, but she seen me struggle and see me every day laying on the couch. I look like, what's the movie with, I think it's Denzel. Somebody was sick. Frail, I forgot the name of the movie, but it's an old movie, but that's what I look like. I had no eyebrows, no hair, sitting up there with my beanie on my head, laying on the couch, and she had to take off her clothes before she get to me, get in the shower, and dispose of those clothes because I couldn't be contaminated because I couldn't have the new Lasta. I don't know if y'all had the new Lasta, but I know I couldn't have it because I was allergic to it, and it's a lot of stuff that they won't forget my face in oncology because I was just they call me the problem child, but I couldn't have that booster, so I had to stay away from people. But I end up getting pneumonia because I wanted to go out for homecoming weekend 2018, and that really
Homecoming gonna be there.
yeah, man,
Throw
it
your
was a
words
struggle.
back on you.
It was a struggle, but I went out and ended up in the hospital. And like I said, God rest my best friend. He's going on, but he the one took me to the hospital. I had to call. He had to take me to the hospital. I was in there for 2 weeks right before Thanksgiving. Came home and ended back up in there in December, like 2 weeks later for 2 weeks. Pneumonia. And that's when I said, I got to take this serious. I can't be around anybody. I didn't have anyone to really help me to take Hannah to school. I still had to get up every morning and take her to school. And that's why I try to be a help to people I come across and friends and family, because I know I didn't have that help because everybody worked. Some people did help when they could, but it wasn't a constant help. I still had to struggle every day to put them pants on a whole hour to get a pair of pants on and struggle and move because my levels were low. Potassium, y'all, I won't forget those days. I just won't at all. But I know with Veronica going through and telling her story and we telling our story, that's when I want to ask you the next question to go into that.
I didn't finish the treatments. So I did have a double mastectomy in October. Now, the reason why I decided to do the double mastectomy was
Who
because
was your doctor, if you don't mind me asking?
Huh?
Who was your doctor? What did she say? Not who
Your same doctor you had. We not saying
that told me I couldn't.
Yes. So the reason why I decided to do the double mastectomy is because of the fact that my breast tissue was so dense, and I was afraid that if I kept them, that they might miss a reoccurrence. Because when I found the lump, I was up to date on my mammograms. I had just had a mammogram 10 months prior. So, and I feel like they missed it, to be honest, because my breast is really dense. So I made the decision to go ahead and remove both of my breasts. I had the expanders put in immediately, and so they are expanded right now. And then I'm going to have reconstruction surgery, hopefully the D-flap surgery, where they take your tissue from your abdomen and reconstruct your breast with it. That surgery will likely be in February. So as of right now, That's the only treatments that I've had.
Let me tell you something. Me and Lisa went through this. I needed Lisa's, they sent me home and told me to think about, because Lisa she came to my appointment with me. But when I went back, and I think if Lisa was there, I would probably have gotten my double mastectomy.
Mhm.
But I had Lisa on speaker, and I told her what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a double mastectomy. I said, I'm a tomboy. I ain't gonna miss these things. I'm a tomboy. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know what I mean? And she's like laughing. Oh, we just don't do that because you want it. We're gonna do a lipectomy. But I had pumped myself up
Mhm.
because Lisa asked me questions and had me think about things to make sure that that was a decision I wanted. You know what I mean? And you don't get that when you're in there. They
Mhm.
just tell, you know.
Mhm.
So I was like, so you basically saying we just going in here and cutting the lump out, and you're going to remove some lymph nodes and test them to make sure, da 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 da. But I'm telling you, I wanted a double mastectomy because I told her I don't want to go through this again. And
Mhm.
what? I'm a two-time warrior. So I get it. And I will not be going back there.
Oh, me neither. I'm done.
Not.
I'm
I'm not
done.
laughing because I already know y'all are even on that consensus of that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Uh,
she laughed at me too when I went in there and I was telling her about my pain. Excuse me. I was telling her, I said, I'm in pain 24/7. My body hurts so bad. And she laughed. She laughed. And so I left out of there. I said, never again, never again. I will not be returning to her. Look, it has been proven over and over again that women of color, our concerns, our pain, our symptoms are not taken seriously.
mm, please
And
share this live, y'all. Share the
it's
live.
true.
Share
It's
it
been
right
proven
now,
over
please.
and over. And when she laughed at my pain that day, that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about. And it's ridiculous that we have to yell and scream to get our voice heard, and then we're labeled as erratic, aggressive, out of control. And it's like, you're not hearing us. Why does our pain get diminished? Like, I don't understand it. If I'm telling you I am in pain, I can't sleep at night, I can't hardly put my clothes on by myself. My hands are swollen. I can't hardly wear my wedding ring half the time. Like, why is that funny to you? Why is that funny to you?
Look,
So I said, never again. I'll never go back to her again.
yeah,
Never.
I'm done with it too. And
Chris.
it's a shame because, like Lisa said, it's not a lot of doctors that specialize in it. You know what I mean? We need more, you know, doctors that handle female issues. And Delaware
Mhm.
need that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I need everyone to share the live. And I really
Yeah.
appreciate everyone tuning into us.
Yeah.
This is good information. And
Uh, Christina asked what she reported.
And
yeah,
No.
Tina,
It,
reporting it,
this is the thing with reporting her. She's
yeah.
in the business for so long and is such a staple in our community that I feel like even if we put in a complaint, it's
Mm-hmm.
on deaf ears because she has so many awards and she's recognized
yes,
Mm.
by so many people as being this amazing client, doctor, that I feel like, again, if we women of color
yeah,
put in a complaint, I feel like it's just going to get swept under the rug.
yeah. Because women, and y'all hear me when I say this, women of color, like I had to tell this one nurse, because they were really trying to talk me into getting chemo. And I said, what did I tell you? And I said, I'm not trying to be that nasty person, but you can't understand what I'm going through. A black woman's body is different than a white woman's body. I can feel certain things in my body and know that I cannot take chemo today. But I cannot do that to my mother, who is my caretaker right now. I can't do it to me because I feel if I take another chemo, I'm not going to wake up tomorrow. My body can't take it. And I already talked to my God, and he told me I could have a day off. They used to laugh at me. I had to make some jokes out of it. You know what I mean? Because y'all trying to force me now, but I control the narrative.
Yep.
You can't
Yeah,
force.
I told Ronnie that the days I said you control. If you don't feel like it and something's hurting, you don't have to, because when your levels are low and things like that, they'll stop and say you can't do it because your level's low. It's no difference when you're in pain and you don't feel like it. I'm taking a break day. I'm not coming in today. I don't feel like doing it. Even when I got radiation Monday through Friday, 20 some years ago, every day for 2 months, I was like, I'm not coming in today. Even though it was 20 minutes of radiation, I'm like, I don't feel like it. You can't tell me, oh well, it's gonna make your radiation treatments longer. Yeah, just tack it on the end. That's fine. I'll deal with it when I get there. But don't think that I don't have a choice and you the doctor and you know better.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what controlling the narrative. I went through treatment for a year and a half. Wasn't it about a year or 4 months? Because I had radiation afterward,
Mm-hmm.
and that was going to be the longest. There were days that I had to go in there every day get radiation, and I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
super zap because I'm a big girl. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Wada.
That thing, big old. Yeah, I mean, so I'm like, there were days I had to call them. I will not be in. I am in so much pain, and I had to use the cream they give people for
Burns.
what, huh?
For burns, that burn.
Yes, burn victims. And then when I said, well, Lisa, ain't nothing happened, they said the skin would fall off. I know Lisa was laughing in the background. I know she was like, it's coming. Man, when it came, I called her, I took pictures, I sent it to her, I said, look, I ain't trying to gross you out. But yo, I am scared because I never seen nothing like that before. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was so mad with that doctor. I
Mm-hmm.
refuse to say her name or the company because hey, somebody may have some really good insurance, can go wherever they want, out of state or no Christiana, wherever. But I was so mad with her because I wouldn't have to really go through that if she just gave me what I wanted. It's my body.
Yep. Yep.
But go ahead, Lisa, into the next question
Mm-hmm.
because this is about the support where we were a while ago.
Yeah, and basically, um, with that, you had a support system during your recovery journey. How did that go for you? And could you share a moment when your support was significant difference for you during your journey?
So my support has come from some unexpected places, and so my journey has been rough when it comes to my support because the people that I thought was going to be there weren't there or weren't able to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The people I needed there, the people closest to me,
Mm-hmm.
people that like I didn't even have like a close relationship with, were actually there for me, surprisingly. And so my journey with that has been up and down, especially emotionally. Um, I did share with some people close to me that I felt, abandoned emotionally, physically. Um, but at the end of the day, life be life for everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own stuff going on, and you really, like you said before, you can't take stuff personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is going to make sure all your needs are met, even if it doesn't come from the source that you think it should come from. So that's another thing
Mm-hmm.
I learned on this journey is don't put God in a box. He already promised you that he was going to supply all of your needs, but don't put him in a box as to how he can provide those needs to you. It may come from unexpected sources, and I thank God for the people that showed up for me, during this journey. Another supportive group. So through Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition, I actually joined My Sister's Keeper, which is a
Mm-hmm.
support group for women of color. And they have been a tremendous blessing to me. Just being able to have that outlet, that group of women to talk to if I have questions, or if I just need somebody to listen to me because I'm I'm having an emotional day and only they can understand what I'm going through. It's like,
Yeah.
husband loves me and he's been a great support to me, but he can't fully understand what I'm going through mentally and emotionally because he's never had cancer.
Yeah.
So having that support group, my sister's keeper, has been a tremendous blessing to me. And of course, family, friends. I can say the most pivotal moment for me is when I initially got diagnosed and my family laid hands on me and prayed for me. I had a group of friends, girlfriends, come over to the house and lay hands on me and pray for me. Um, to me, those have been pivotal moments to me because it helps me to regain my strength and my faith and my hope. Because you go through an emotional roller coaster through this journey. Some days
Mm-hmm.
you're having a good day and you feel strong and you can beat the hell out of the devil, and then other days you're crying, you don't want to talk to nobody, you feel defeated.
Mm-hmm.
So during that roller coaster, it was important for me to have those moments where I had my prayers warriors to lay hands on me and to pour their strength into me. And that's why it's so important to have, brothers and sisters that you can lean on, because in your moments of weakness, that's when my brothers and sisters are supposed to be my strength.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. We're supposed to be there for each other in these moments of life. Because we all want to go through something one day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, just having, the friends and family, the prayer warriors. I even had a prayer warriors that are praying for me right now in a prayer group with my old church that pray for me on a daily.
Yeah.
And when I rung the bell, when I did my last chemo treatment and I rung that bell and those women came and I had that whole aisle full of people that have
Mm-hmm.
for me in secret. Like, I was just overwhelmed with gratitude. And I told them, your prayer
Thank you, God.
is why I'm here today. Your
Mm-hmm.
prayers is why
Blessings.
I rang the bell. Like, your prayers is what got me to this point. Even if
Amen.
you don't know people
Amen.
are praying for you, they are interceding. They are going to war on your
Mm.
behalf. And it's literally life or death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, if I did not have people praying for me during this journey, I would not be here right now. I
Right.
would not, because spiritually I was weak. I was weak.
Yeah.
So I needed that strength. I needed those people to intercede on my behalf, and I'm forever grateful.
Yeah. I love hearing what you just said because my older brother, he couldn't take me crying. Because he didn't know what to say. And
Yeah.
he's in North Carolina and he's not here.
Mm-hmm.
So he would text me every day. Everybody had tasks. My brother would text me every day to make
Mm.
sure that I felt good
Mm-hmm.
and that tell me he loved me every day. My baby brother, I remember I said, I don't know if you think like life is just going, man. I said, I ain't been out of the bed for 2 days. And I said, Mom is frustrated because she don't know what to cook for me. Everything, like I felt like I had put hot sauce on everything.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
even put it on. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't even gonna lie, I put it on grits one time just so I could eat something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
my baby brother,
Really.
I really had to. I had to text him a lot because he's emotional and a feeler like me, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want him crying. I needed him to concentrate on what he was doing for his family and going through.
Mm-hmm.
And but my mom, and a lot of people, the fight like smack. It's not about me because everybody knows me as Smack. My dad, Howard Smack, who had cancer, he had prostate, he beat it. And then my mom, Patricia Smack, they're warriors. So that's what those two pink hearts are. And I knew that I had to be strong. And my mom saw me weak because I never understood it. And then Lisa finally told me, my mom made me come out. She stopped bringing food into my room and I eat on my little table. She made me start coming into my kitchen and sitting down because that was my exercise.
Mm-hmm.
She made me walk down to the post box to get the mail. Talking about her hip was hurting. She would make up all kinds of stuff, but it was just mom being, the mom that she is, so that my legs, because
Yep.
I developed neuropathy
Me
really bad. I had my left leg was like 2 times bigger than the right.
She had
So
lymphedema.
lymphedema.
yeah,
Lymphedema.
yeah. So I don't have that now, thank God. They're really, keeping track on it, but I do get the little pins and needles, but not as bad as it was. But support is very important. And that's what people have to understand. But sometimes we too, because I'm a needy person. My mom spoiled me the first go around. She hated that I went to the water after my radiation treatments or chemo, right? When it got warmer, somebody told me about Port Mahon. That was my spot. I go out there, pray. That was my time with my God. I released. And after that, I come home, stop to Starbucks and get me that what was that coffee? I can't even remember, something with caramel and all that. I get
Mm-hmm.
margarine. Take 2 or 3. That thing would last me for like 2 or 3 days. And one of my friends, Chrissy, turned me on to that. But I could taste it, and it was good. And then I start putting protein powder in it, okay, because I started losing weight, and they didn't like that. But that was my time to talk to God. My mom thought I was out there contemplating suicide. I never thought about contemplating suicide, but I really had talks with God, like, yo, because I was wanted to quit and just live my life out. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I thank God for taking me through what He took me through, because I don't feel that way on the second go around.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have said it to my girlfriend a couple times, like, yo, I'm just done. Like, yo, it spread to my bone. They said stage 4. Yo, me, metastatic breast. Yo, that's how I was. But you
Mm-hmm.
gotta let me get that out. But I also
Yeah.
have to keep in mind that those who are close to us, that are right in our household, you know what I'm saying? I have to keep in mind, like my girlfriend, everything that every time I talked, it was about cancer. She wanted me to kind of change up the
Yeah.
story. And I wasn't thinking
Mm-hmm.
about how she felt. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the one that's going through it. Yeah, I'm going to have that support, but they not going through it. So sometimes people think like the people we want to be there for us, God will show you who is really supposed to be there for us.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's strangers, people you don't even know,
Yep.
because there was a time where I did not receive a paycheck or any type of funds for 6 months. And I said, and Lisa tell you, and Lisa told me, she told me about all different kind of programs. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, Lord Jesus, this landlord trying to take me to court, trying to evict me. Next thing you know, all this cash app flowing, money coming. Big shout out to Family First Funeral Services, because of how I treated her brother when he
Mm.
went through Jarvis, when he had his stroke. It laid it on her heart. My birthday, they came through, a million the poet, all of them, man. It just blew my mind. A high school friend, yo, what's your cash app? Just by me sharing my story, letting everybody know I'm okay. I would get
Mm-hmm.
them live. I was singing church songs, learning how to do TikTok. I can't believe I did that, but it was on my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then money,
Yes.
like Lisa said, I wasn't worried about it because God said He gonna take care of me. And
Yep.
it just started coming from places that, like you said, where we don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking about it, can't nobody tell me that my God ain't real.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Oh,
what I mean? I'm more into Him now than I ever been in my life, because I got hurt by the church. You know what I'm
me
saying?
too.
So
Me
my
too.
faith has
Mm-hmm.
been restored to Him, but we got our own relationship,
Yep.
and the conversations we be having. He speaks to me through my gut. You know what I'm saying? But He keeps talking to me because I keep thinking about this PET scan. He's letting me know it's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm worried about. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad we talked about support. Support is very important.
Yes. Yes.
And people can't get mad when we don't answer the phone. Like, yo, we going through some things. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter who, like, I don't care at this time that, you are who you are, this big, senator with, hey, I don't feel good.
Yep.
I'd rather you speak to me when I got energy.
Mhm.
And then I'm only going to talk a little bit because I need to reserve my energy to get ready to do chemo and radiation.
Exactly.
And I appreciate you sharing it because sometimes I feel like I be just going. I could be a big, at least tell I'm big baby. I'm a big baby. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but it's so awesome, especially to hear Lisa say it, but to hear you say some of the same things that I was going through, and especially when it comes to support the people that you wanted to be there,
Mhm.
just weren't there. My daddy helped me understand. My daddy coached me through the second one in the beginning.
Mhm.
I said, Dad, this is different. He's like, what's different? I said, man, I need some protein. Because the eyebrows mess with my gums. So I
Mhm.
wasn't eating.
Yeah.
So my dad with my mom and my girl, they all telling me about cooking in a crock pot. I don't do no crock pot cooking. I don't cook, period.
Mhm.
So, I really
But
don't think about it. That's why I told Lisa the second fight is personal. Because the
Mhm.
first one showed me who was there for me.
Mhm.
The second time, it's personal.
Mhm.
Everybody don't get to see everything.
Mhm. Yep.
No. And so I
Mhm.
appreciate you sharing that. Now I feel a little bit better because I
Mhm.
was like, yo, am I really being too much of a big baby? But I wasn't.
Mhm.
Wow.
And people like they think of our physical ailments, right? But they don't understand that we go through just as much mentally. And it's a lot just to keep it together. And then with some of my chemo treatments, I literally was just laying in the bed and felt like I was losing my mind. Like I felt like it did something to my chemical balance in my head.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
And you feel like if you share that with people, they're going to think you're crazy. But you're literally going through so many changes
Mm-hmm.
that you just can't share it with everybody. You're just trying to keep it all together
Mm-hmm.
so you don't fall off the edge. So it's been quite a journey. But I have to say,
Well,
through it all, God has kept each one of us. Through
For a
it
yeah.
reason.
all, He has showed up in ways that I never thought He would. He has constantly, throughout the journey, showed me and you guys that He is there with us. He promised
Mhm.
that He would never leave us nor forsake us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He promised us that. He's right
Mm-hmm.
here going through the journey with us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And when we
Yeah.
start to take our eyes off of the cancer and
Yeah.
put it back on Him, that's when we regain our strength, our confidence, our
Ah!
power. That's when we regain that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's about perception, where you're looking at. Whatever your eyes is focused on is what's going to become magnified to you.
Mm.
And it's going to control your emotions and the way you think and what you do. But so it's as soon as you put your eyes back on God, what the old timers used to say, look unto the hills from which your help comes from.
There it
Mhm.
is.
You
Yep.
have to look unto God, unto the hills from which your help comes from. He has all the answers. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you'll start to see your mood start to shift when you take your eyes off of your symptoms, your problems, and your diagnosis and put it on God, His promise,
Yeah.
His word. You'll start to feel a shift within your spirit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You really do.
Let me
And you
tell
just
you.
gotta listen. Definitely.
I
Definitely.
was remember I told you, Lisa, I said, man, I be talking to God like 3 or 4 times a day. My boss came into my office today. He's like, who are you talking to? You're the only one in here, so I'm talking to my God. He said, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Cause I was fighting. I was like, look, I was trying to get this, trying to get something done, this report done. I said, Lord, please just give me 40 more minutes and the workday is over and I'll be done because my body was saying it's time to go to sleep, right? And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, head was nodding. But my God is so amazing. He
Mm.
just put a boost of energy inside of me and I was able to complete my work. But
Mhm.
I really do need to start listening to my body. Because Lisa, I know she's seen. She been texting. I'm like, yo, I'm getting ready to come home from work. I've been kind of pushing myself a little bit.
I did that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because before my diagnosis, I worked 3 jobs. I was out there helping my daughter with her business, you know, working a full-time job, working a part-time job. So I was really out there moving and shaking. Anytime my daughter needed me or anybody needed me, I was like, I'm on my way. But then when my body, you know, my tumor, I had a tumor. I don't know if you got, I had a tumor like right here that got real big. And so anytime I moved my arm or anything, I was in pain. You know, I hurt. I had to really, like you said, listen to my body and slow down. Because I felt when I pushed myself too far and I went to go do something I had no business doing, I suffered for the next couple of days. I was down.
Yeah. Lisa told me that too. She said, Smack, listen to your body. She would tell me this on every call. And I'd be like,
but I tell everybody that.
I say
Because
it to
everybody
myself.
think, oh, I feel good. I feel like my old self. But no, honey, about time you get halfway through whatever you doing, you going to feel it. And you need to sit down. Don't keep pushing because then you down. I did it because I was always Superwoman. I was always doing something, somewhere doing something for people, doing this and that. And then it had me down for days.
Yep.
And that's why I know. And that's why I tell people, don't think that as soon as you ring that bell, you're like, oh, I feel good. All right, go back to work and see what happens. You're going to go to work and the stress on your body, because your body's still healing and you're still going through that, it's going to put you down.
You know what?
So take a minute.
The last procedure, that we're gonna all laugh together. The last procedure Lisa had, I had it. So I felt good giving her some advice. I said, look, it's gonna feel like you can probably go out there and lift 20 or 30 pounds, but don't you do it. Don't you do it. If
Oh, yeah, I knew not to lift nothing.
You better lay down, because let me tell you, it's gonna come out of nowhere and you're gonna be hurting. You know what I mean? Because she's like, yeah, it's not that bad. I said, okay, listen to me. And then the next day, I was like, you okay? And she was going through it. So it felt good to give you advice. You're always helping everybody else. Because I've been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That situation. And you was like, I'm laying here on the
Yeah,
couch.
it wasn't that. It was just you can't push. You can't you can't push. And that part is connected. That part is connected down there to you gotta do, you can't be constipated, none of that. That's the part that hurt. And that lasted for like a week and a half, man. But once I got through that, I was fine. I was fine. But I think, we have to come back and definitely have like a forum of just talking about different things, because I tell people that the full hysterectomy I just had, it wasn't because it was by choice. It's something I had to do because of the medication tamoxifen, and was causing issues, and I didn't want to have cancer for a third time, so I had to have that removed in July. And I everything is gone. Everything is gone. And I'm fine, except for the hot flashes. The hot flash I had for 20 years is nothing compared to the hot flashes I have now, because it feels like I'm burning, it feels like a sauna inside your body coming out, and kicking your legs from under the cover. You hot 1 minute, sweating it. That part I can deal with it, but it's a preventive measure that I've taken. But I know we over our time, but we will have to discuss a lot of things and let people chime in, because tamoxifen, some other things that Ronnie brought up too, and asking her to come back on. Maybe we can just have a forum where we can discuss different things and give people information that they don't know. But we wanted them to hear your story this evening. And
especially resources that are available, because a lot of the resources that you shared with me, I didn't even know about, and I know a lot of people know about it.
Yeah.
We definitely need to do that.
Definitely need to do that. I think that will be our next call, our next live. But the last question, just to lead into, I think that you already answered majority of it, but just to ask the lessons during your journey, what have you learned about yourself in life at this point?
Man, I have learned how strong I am. Even in the moments that we discussed that we wanted to give up, God said, not so.
You're welcome, Darlene and
I'm
Lakeisha.
telling you, me, you, and Smack, we are, when you say warrior, Smack, we are some warriors. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, when I had that first treatment, I did not imagine that I could get through 16 of those treatments. And so I have learned how strong I am. I have learned that, like I said before, God is with us every step of the way, even when it feels like
Hmm.
he's not. God
Yes.
is still with us. He sees and knows all that we're going through. I have learned to be more empathetic and sympathetic to people and other people's situations, and not, and realize, like I said, everybody has stuff going on. Life is not
Hmm.
everyone. So
Mm-hmm.
to be more sensitive to other people's stuff that they got going on, um,
Yeah.
I've learned that in this process. Um, Oh, what else have I learned? I've learned that to reprioritize life, because when you're living everyday life, you get caught up in the grind. And so
Mm-hmm.
you forget like what's really important. You
Right.
what's really important. So I've learned to simplify my life to focus on things that are most important. Loving and being loved and leaving a legacy. Like when you're facing death, you ask yourself, like, oh my God, if this thing takes me out, did I really leave the legacy that I want to leave? Did I teach my children everything that I want them to know? Did I say
Mm.
everything I needed to say to people that I
Yeah.
love? Did I really, make the impact that I wanted to leave on this earth before my time is up?
Mm.
Like, it makes you reprioritize things and focus on things that are most important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I leave this earth, I want to I want to know that I touched someone's life for the better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
So I really learned to take a step back from the busyness of life, to
Mm-hmm.
slow down, to reprioritize things, to be more simplistic, and get back to the root of why I'm here.
Yeah.
Because
All
our
right.
lives do not belong to us; they belong to
Woo.
Yeah.
God. We are here
Yes.
with
Yeah.
a mission,
Amen.
ambassadors for Christ. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And so our life is not our own. We're a
Yeah.
living sacrifice for him. He sacrificed his life for us. So our lives are a sacrifice for him. So it's like, God, what do you want me to do before
Mm-hmm.
I take my last breath? Forgive me for being caught up in the busyness of life and losing focus on what you truly have me here to do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so because that's all the enemy wants. He wants to keep us distracted
Mm.
by
Yeah.
Mm.
culture, by
Talk
life,
about
by
it.
family, by whatever. He wants to keep us distracted so that we can't focus on our real purpose here.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Yeah.
like, God allowed each one of us to go through what we went through because he knows we're going to use what we went through to help someone else's life and to make
Yes.
impact on other women and men that are going through cancer. And so I
Yeah.
just God
Are
for the
you
opportunity.
a minister?
No.
Man, tonight. I know
Yeah.
that you
She speaks like that all the time. She speaks like that all
man,
the
I
time.
love it. I love it. That is
Yeah.
great because people are on here. Were telling you there was like preach Veronica. That was Miss
Oh,
Phyllis. Um, we had Nay. Oh, here we go with my
hey,
eyes.
Nay.
I'm
Nay
gonna say,
felt she said this
if you
was
click
good
on the
for both
little
sides.
message thing, you can see it too.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
And then Miss Pat Spade. Prayers abound for all. God is the healer, and that is true. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? No, no, I'm telling you. And some said, "Come on, Veronica." Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I needed this to happen tonight. I'm
Yeah,
telling you. It was in. I'm gonna tell you earlier. I felt very tired. I said, "Oh my gosh, Lisa might have to do tonight by herself because I haven't been able to sleep at night."
me neither.
I'm
Yeah,
getting like 2.5, 3 hours of sleep and
yeah,
then going to work really hard for work.
yeah.
And it's been like that the past couple of nights. But while I can't sleep, I am absorbed in the word of God. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I feel like he's trying to tell me something. And I love how you said we are warriors. You know, God has us here on a journey, not a journey, but a task. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that there is a reason why all of this is happening. And I love what you said, Lisa. You said, you know, we're going to come back, and I would love to do it as a panel discussion.
Yes,
And maybe
yes.
it's something we can shoot for in January, because I would like, is it Miss Cummings? Your
Oh yeah, Tony, yes.
Yes,
My
I would like
cousin.
to get
Hmm.
Tony, your cousin, on here as well, because I think that's amazing what she does. But we cannot stop what we're doing. But
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have a panel discussion. Um, it would be cool if we could find a space that isn't small, that's a little roomy, and do that in person and
Mm-hmm.
invite people, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so they can see us. But if virtual is the way we do it, that's the
Mm-hmm.
way we do it. You know how I get. I mean, I'm masked up. I don't know about you, Veronica. I'd be masked up. I had to speak today, and I was so upset with myself because I left my whole thing a mask at home. But my coworker, she saved me, because I wasn't going to speak if I didn't have a mask. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I got plenty." I said, "Thank you." I said, "But don't touch it. Can I get it?" And she said, "No problem." I had my little gloves on. But
Mm-hmm.
I, but definitely, if we don't come back, I don't think before the holiday. I don't know.
I think we should do something nice before the holiday. I think Verona should come back and give a sermon. It's like, I'm joking.
I don't
Look,
know.
I just
When we
want to
come
thank
back,
you too.
I think. Oh no, go ahead, Ronnie.
I just want to thank you too for the opportunity. I'm really humbled by it. I really do feel like we overcome by the words of our testimony, and I'm learning
Mhm.
that not to hold it in. Someone needs to hear what all of us have gone through. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Somebody out there needs to hear our story, and we shouldn't be ashamed about what we've been through.
Oh
Um,
no.
so I just want to thank you both for the opportunity. I love you
Oh, you
both.
quite welcome.
In this fight together. We are in this fight together.
Yes, we are.
Definitely. We'll definitely convene if Ronnie get a chance, but I think we should provide like have. I want to do the panel, but for us to come back and give information and talk the different things that we talked
Mhm.
about, like the medications, the side effects, the the PET
Yeah, we
scan
need to talk about
information,
it. Mhm.
the different
Yeah.
things that the resources and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we definitely need to hit on, since they heard our story and still give some input, if we can try
Okay.
to do that before the holiday.
We could do that before the holiday. We could do that on the next show. You know, we can make that happen. We'll talk more offline, and I
Hmm.
definitely want to do that. And I could create little, message things that come up while we're not here in the face, and we'll be off to the side, but we could put it up on the screen.
We
I,
gonna get this. This is gonna it's gonna get to more people.
oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Just sharing the live and putting it out there so people can get information. I had one or two people reach out to me that people have sent to me again for asking information. And honestly, one of the young ladies, she's young. She's 30 and she had stage 0. And I didn't know anything about a stage 0 at
oh
all. And I
yeah.
was being honest.
Uh-huh.
And I had to direct her to certain things, but I learned certain things too. And she's been in touch with me. I've been keeping I need to check on her this week because they were trying to get her to do chemo. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have anything. They did a biopsy, but it was minute. You know what I'm saying? But they
Right.
said she did the radiation. She did finish radiation. I think one day this past week she finished, or last week, and they told her she had to take. I said, well, I don't understand why you have to take chemo. Now in my brain, I start thinking about they pushing medicine where they don't need to be pushing medicine.
Right.
Um, um, I told her I would tell you have control over that, but they said they want to give her tamoxifen.
Mm.
So
Oh,
I don't
oh,
know. She's
oh,
young. She has no kids,
oh, oh.
and so I don't know. Everybody, I
They need to
told her,
take that off the market, and I don't care what nobody says. That is
um,
the worst pill. Do everything. You already
well,
well.
I mean, it's only 2 pills you can take. the pre and the post. And unfortunately, I
They
just
need to
told her
find something
with a
else.
stage 0, I'm not a doctor, but I just feel that's aggressive. Like if we all had chemo and radiation, somebody with a stage 0, it says that they follow up and make sure nothing, they keep an eye on things. That's what it says when you pull it up on Google. Like, I'm like, why are they doing all this extra stuff? Why? Is it for the money? And then you putting stuff in her that she don't need.
Yeah. That really
I see your face. I'm telling you, I told her, I was like,
I'm gonna pray for her.
yeah, I'm
Tell
going
her
to check on her.
Tell her like you told me, go get a second opinion.
That's what I told her. I said, you need a second opinion, because don't allow someone saying, well, if you take this drug, I said, if they telling you, she's like, why do I have to take it if I took radiation? Y'all said y'all took everything out. They said they got everything.
This is so it doesn't come back.
Yeah, and I said, what is the possibility if you take it and it still comes back? And then you got these side effects.
So my mom, when she had her breast cancer, she had the lumpectomy, and they were pressing her to do
Thanks,
chemo
Nay. Mm-hmm.
and radiation. And my mom refused all of it. She said, I ain't doing none of that.
And people don't understand they can refuse.
And so, because if you're telling me you cut it all out of my body, I'm cancer free, why the heck you want to put this poison in my body to break my body down? And I asked her oncologist when I was with her, because I went to every appointment. I said, what's the percentage rate of it not coming back or whatever, or something, or preventing it from coming? And she said something low, like 8% or something like that. I said, so you want to put her body through this torture for 8%?
Darlene, I will.
Like,
I have told her.
Like, no, my mom refused all treatment. She did end up taking the hormone blocker, because hers was estrogen positive.
Yeah,
But
that's what mine was.
She declined chemo and radiation. You got to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
And I feel like if she's stage 0 and they said they removed it out, well, why put her body through that? Chemo tears your body.
I know. And I told her that's aggressive. I was like, I had stage 2A. You had stage 3. Smacking had.
I was 1.
You was 1, and now you 4. Now and we 4. All had chemo. I couldn't have radiation this time because I already was radiated 20 something years ago, but I had the chemo. Why are you got a stage 0? Why are they trying to give you just did 3 rounds of radiation? They say they got everything. It's fine. Oh, now they saying you need to take this cancer, take this chemo. I was like, no, you can refuse, because again, like I said, Ronnie, like you said with your mom, what is the percentage? If I take this or not take it, what is the percentage that is going to come back? You can't tell me, if you can't give me a percentage that is not going to come back once I take this, then if you saying I don't know, I'm not taking it. I told her not to take it. Well, so look, I'll keep her in mind. I'm probably gonna
keep her in prayer.
Yeah.
Look, okay. This is how we're gonna close out tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all gonna just share something that one thing that you weren't honest about to your family while you went through treatment. And I'm going to tell y'all, and I wasn't honest to you, Lisa. I stopped taking tamoxifen myself, but I was going to the pharmacy still, picking it up,
picking up your medication.
That I was taking it. I quit taking tamoxifen when I went. And you know what did it? Oh, Nurse Sandy. She said, well, Vondelier, when I had to come back from my appointment with them, she's like, well, Vondelier, you never called us back to get the tamoxifen. Did you stop taking it? I was like, oh, yeah. Well, when did you stop taking it? I said, after probably like 2 months. She said, well, why did you? I said, because I kept telling y'all, making me feel it was hurting everything, my body, pain here, then it go here, then it's in my back of my head, then it's in my neck, then it's in my back. Now look at me. I wish you would have said something. I said, I did. I actually could have cut the pill in half. It was too much. So that's my secret. It's out now. Well, my mom was mad. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
I kept that from her. but
I don't.
I didn't. I stopped taking tamoxifen.
Okay.
Just
Well, I
slowly,
didn't know
I heard
that.
about what you went through, and then I
Mm.
started reading stuff on Google. Man, people was dying off of tamoxifen. I ain't want to die yet. Ain't want my time. I stopped taking it. I control the narrative.
You
Mhm.
did. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, don't tell nobody. Well, there the world.
It's out there now.
Yeah, Sandy
I
was
don't.
upset with me, but she'd be all right.
I for me, my niece just put on here and said for Lisa probably amount of pain because she thinks she's Superwoman. I don't
Yes,
think I'm Superwoman.
she
I just been a go-getter. It's just who I am. I don't
did.
stop. I hustle all the time. But pain, I got a high tolerance for pain. So I just deal with the pain. I mean, I ain't no point of complaining to the doctors because they're gonna give you another medication. They give you another medication. That medication does something to you. It helps covers the one problem, but it masks the one problem, but it causes a whole nother problem. I don't want to take a whole bunch of pills. I'm all, that's where I was at with the tamoxifen. But that's why I had to have the hysterectomy because of the tamoxifen. So yeah, the pain, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. I've been dealing with it, 6 years now. So that's the only thing I can say that people don't know that most days when I'm doing this to my hands,
Oh,
they
I
in
see
pain. I
that in
know
real
Ronnie, when
time.
we went to Suicide Bridge, she had the same issue. The hands, boy, it just hurts. And people don't understand. Like when I be cooking and stuff and I be doing those platters, it hurts. My hands lock up. My fingers lock up.
I
And
see it
it's smacking,
firsthand.
seeing it happen. Yeah. So, yeah, the pain, I deal with it.
So for me, something that I haven't shared with my friends or family is I would have to say how deeply it hurt me um that people couldn't be there for me when I needed them the most. And the reason why I didn't share that with some people is because I understand
Mm-hmm.
why they couldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that I worked out through therapy
Mm-hmm.
instead of, sharing it with everybody. But like I said, you go through an array of emotions while you're on this,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
and certain things you need to work out in therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest mental health therapy for everyone on this journey
Yes.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's really helpful to work you through those emotions of how you're feeling. Because while you're on this journey, you don't want to damage relationships based because you're going through your emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Exactly.
good to have a third party to talk to work through those things so that you don't damage relationships with other people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's hurtful when you feel abandoned. One on the flip side, you understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
just that's the emotions I had to work out in therapy.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody sharing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel I got that off of me. I'm sorry, Lisa, you have found out this way, but I really thought I told you I stopped.
No, you didn't. No,
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 I'm
you didn't
so
tell me that.
sorry.
Yeah.
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 Well, my
Yeah.
girlfriend,
It's all
she just
right.
found out too. But you know what's crazy? I took all 5 of them bottles back to Bay Health and dispensed them correctly. They said, "Wow, you got this many." I said, "Yes, you told me to bring them in. Here they go." It's crazy,
but
but I
but
appreciate y'all sharing that.
yes.
And to everyone, and you guys are still on here. It's amazing. If anybody would like to join us into Warriors Speak, and I think it'd be great to hear from family members to come on if you got so that we can hear your story too and
Yeah.
what you went through. If you were a caretaker, if you're the
Mhm.
person who's helping your loved one, if you
Mhm.
are that warrior out there praying for us, because I'm on a lot of prayer lists too. We would love to hear from you as well. But if you are someone who has been through it, we need you to share your story to help our community. And there are men out there, and I know you're out there, and you're going to
Mhm.
me who have been through and have the strength to share it because our kings need to hear this too.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, we got men get breast cancer too.
Yep.
Yes, they need to hear it as well. And it's no embarrassment. You know what I mean? Come through, because
Yep.
we need to, set our pride to the
Educate
side.
and
Yep.
get the information out here. And that's why we're doing this podcast, because we have women of color that need this information, that's not getting it from the organizations or my sister's keeper unless you get cancer, that some people don't know. And I'm gonna give this, but I'm gonna give it when we do the next live podcast, that they give free mammograms at the hospitals. Bay
At what
Health is the
time?
second Monday of each month, I think, if they haven't changed it. Sussex Health campus, they do it. I think the first Monday or Tuesday. It's something like, I'll get the information. If you don't
Yes.
have insurance or anything, you can get a free mammogram at the hospital. They do it once a month. But I'll
Yes.
give all that information when we do the next podcast. We'll
Yep. And
give out the resources.
that would be in 2 weeks. That's right before Christmas, right? That is
I
Christmas
think.
Eve.
That is Christmas.
No. Yeah.
Oh, that is Christmas.
Yeah.
Why
I think
not?
we might have to do next Wednesday, because I think the following is what, the New Year.
Okay. I'll check my
We'll
calendar.
talk. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll talk.
we'll discuss it.
But look, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Warriors Speak. This is and a big shout out to House of Peach for sponsoring us to be able
Yes.
to do this. Thank you so much, Peach. And I want to say this once again. You can hit up myself or Lisa if you're trying to get on the show. You want to be on a panel. Let me tell you, however you want to be a part, because this is just something that Lisa and I we talked about this 2 years ago. It needs to get out. And I'm now at a space where I can sit and talk about it and not cry. And we may have some tearful moments, but I think I did pretty good today. And thank you, Veronica.
No,
This will not be the last.
Yeah, no.
The energy is just amazing. Like, you ministered to me tonight, and that's why I asked you, are you a minister? So I don't know, I just love what you said, and it just reconfirmed some things for me.
That's
so I
good.
want to say thank you, and I know this will not be the last. I hope you can join us next week to talk about the different services out there for people.
Yes.
We're gonna dive deep into all the stuff that people need to know.
Yes.
Need to really know. And and second opinions, control. Don't take the first doctor tell what they tell you. Always get a second opinion.
Yes.
Exactly. All right.
Well, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Everybody for
Coming back
tuning
next
in.
Wednesday. So we'll see you guys then. And thank you. And please share the live, and God bless you.
Yes. Have a great night.
All right.